You guys did not disappoint the Biafran people. Yes, over thousands of military personnel were deployed to Anambra by Nigerian terrorist government on hearing that Biafrans will not participate in the illegality of one Nigeria elections. And we dared them to come to our houses and bring us out and to also force us to participate in the fraudulent illegality of one Nigeria in Anambra State. And they could not do it. Biafran people spoke in a unanimous voice. They spoke in a miraculous way. Biafrans were playing football.
Every one of us must rise up. The armed forces are not neutral. They collude. They collude. They collude with the armed bandits. They kill people, kill Nigerians. They facilitate their movements. They cover them. If you are depending on the armed forces to stop the killings, you will all die one by one. Every one of us must rise up. The armed forces are not neutral. They collude. They collude. They collude with the armed bandits. They kill people, kill Nigerians. They facilitate their movements. They cover them. If you are depending on the armed forces to stop the killings, you will all die one by one.
Biafrans, sorry about the break in transmission. Some Biafrans were playing football while the fraudulent One Nigeria election was ongoing, while others were seated in front of their shops having some drinks, and while others locked down and they stayed in their houses. And while others did not even care to know whether there is one Nigeria existence of Anambra elections. That is why Peter Obi was crying and lamenting at one of the polling units when he went to do his own fraudulent casting of vote. They lamented and cried about the turnout being so low. And they also cried about vote buying. Nigeria continues to practice illegality, even when it gets to where they have to do their selections, because it is not elections. We have thousands and many reasons to have called Biafrans to stay out and stay away from one Nigeria fraudulent scam, because Biafran people had voted to exit Nigeria, and our leaders were kidnapped and imprisoned because of standing for Biafra. So we are using this opportunity to say, Biafrans in Anambra, thank you for showing one Nigeria that you reject them in totality. And we must continue. There is a plan There is a plan by Nigerian terrorist government to kidnap Biafrans, forcefully disappear them from Biafra land, and then take them to the north. Then they will now kill them and count them and display them as part of the terrorists that they have captured in the north, as a show of force that they want to do a showy display in the media to convince the American government that they are fighting terrorism. So we are passing this message to all Biafrans. Earlier today, the Nigerian terrorists with their chopper or helicopter or fighter jets were hovering around Biafra land. The terrorists are available in the far north. That is where the US Army are going to go to bomb the terrorists there. But Nigerian terrorist government have not deployed these their terrorism uniforms who man their aerial armament, their drones, their armor tankers, and their choppers. They have not deployed them to Sambisa forest to go and wipe out the terrorists. Rather, they sent them to Biafra land to come and bomb Biafrans in the name of fighting against the Biafra Defense Forces. So we are calling on all Biafrans to be aware of this and also not to play monkey anyhow because we are at war. In time of war, you don't play monkey anyhow, but you rather face the reality that is coming. Let me share the screen so that you see the presence of the Nigerian terrorists in Biafra land. This video was posted out by the Biafra Defense Forces 6 hours ago. And the message reads, breaking, based on the offer of a military base by the Biafra Defense Forces to the U.S. African Command. The Nigerian military, whom we regard as terrorists, has abandoned its duties in the troubled northern regions of Nigeria to intensify attacks on Biafran civilians. Right now, they are deploying surveillance drones and helicopters over Olu, Osu, Mbosi, and the Iyala area. They are planning to bomb the area very soon. So we are putting all Biafrans on notice that they should be aware of this. And also in these areas, you have to observe 5 kilometers away from these red zones. Biafrans should observe 5 kilometers away from this red zone because the Biafra Defense Forces are on duty, they are on watch, they are also on surveillance, they are watching and waiting to ply the terrorists that wants to invade Biafra land. We're also using this opportunity to oblige the international community that they, the US government, should act very fast. They should act very fast, as in I mean now, because time is running out. These terrorists are regrouping. The terrorists that are sponsored by the Nigerian government, they are regrouping and they are spreading around. I saw a video before entering this program where the terrorists shredded a human being into pieces. I don't know if the person they shredded into pieces, I don't know if the person they shredded into pieces was one of the Nigerian military personnel that they captured, or whether the person was one of the Christian victims that they captured. But this person was shredded into pieces. They cut off the head, they cut the hands off, they cut the testicles, they cut the penis, they cut everything. They shredded the person's body into pieces. I think the videos are circulating on Telegram. We cannot bring it to the screen so that the program will not be brought down. So the American government needs to act fast, as we mean now. Just like Donald Trump said, he's urging Congressman Reb Moore to get to a resolution and then get back to him, and they need to act as in now, no waste of time. Thank you to Biafrans and thank you to the resilience of the Biafran people in Anambra State. We understand that many people were recruited and brought with buses and trucks into Anambra to carry out the illegality of one Nigeria in the name of elections. This goes as far as explaining how wounded and useless Nigeria has become when they have to hire people and then be paying them to carry out election illegalities. If time permits, we will try to play some of those videos that emanated from that place. But before going there, let us express our gratitude to the US government. Yes, because Donald Trump, under him, has been a hope to the Biafran people. I don't know where the sound is coming from. Okay, I think it's from the. All right, thank you. Donald Trump's administration has been very useful to Christians. The first video I played is specifically made reference to protecting Christians who have become the endangered species all over the world. And in the Washington Post publication, which I'll bring to the screen later on, Washington Post has done well to pinpoint how Donald Trump played vital role when Buhari was here in stopping the genocidal war against the Christians in Nigeria. The day before yesterday, when I played a video of Congressman Reb Moore, he told you that America has been giving money and also weapons to the Nigerian government to destroy the terrorists. They gave them military-wise, they gave them in training, they even gave them in borrowing, they even gave them in selling. Everything they gave to them, they turned it to use it to support the Boko Haram. And they use that Boko Haram in proxy to destroy the Christians. So when you see some idiot in the media clamoring that the US government wants to invade Nigeria, it is a bogus. That is just to destroy the mindset of people, misinform them, miseducate them, and make you crave this hatred for Donald Trump and for America. Now I have a question to ask everybody as we go forward. You have been made to understand for the past years that Donald Trump is a racist, right? When the election of America was ongoing, they made you to understand that Donald Trump is a racist and that you shouldn't vote for Donald Trump. The main narrative that was coming from Nigerians and Africans was that Donald Trump is hater and hatred to the Africans immigrants, that is going to deport all of you, and that he hates immigrants. That has been the message and the narrative. And many of you, being misinformed, you keyed in and went with that narrative that Donald Trump is a racist, that he hates immigrants. But I'm here to pose a question to everybody. How come every other leaders in America or Europe or UK or China or Asia or Russia that you all love, which they don't say they are racist? It is only Trump that they say is racist. How come those other leaders that they tell you they are not racist, they are good, but Trump is the bad guy? How come all those leaders don't care about how the Boko Haram terrorists massacre you as a Christian in Africa? How come? How come every other leaders and every other country that they have not portrayed them to be racist to you? How come that those countries never came to your aid to save you as the terrorists are massacring you as Christians? Why is it that the same Donald Trump that they projected to be a racist, the same Donald Trump that they projected to hate you as Nigerians and Africans, how come it's the same Donald Trump that pick your interest as a Christian to be a topic of discourse? This was the key message of Donald Trump in the UN General Assembly.
Let us protect religious liberty, including for the most persecuted religion on the planet today. It's called Christianity. And let us safeguard our sovereignty and cherish qualities that have made each of our nations so special, incredible, and extraordinary. Let us protect religious liberty, including for the most persecuted religion on the planet today. It's called Christianity. And let us safeguard our sovereignty and cherish qualities that have made each of our nations so special, incredible, and extraordinary. Let us protect religious liberty, including for the most persecuted.
In the UN General Assembly, nobody cared about the Christian discussion. The Vice President of Nigeria was discussing about recognition of Palestine. The Canada Prime Minister was talking about the recognition of Palestine. France President was talking about the recognition of Palestine. The European President was talking about the recognition of Palestine. The UK Prime Minister was talking about the recognition of Palestine, even before they even came to the UN General Assembly. All of them started giving recognition to Palestine. This is what was happening in the media before the day of the General Assembly of the UN that just concluded. Everybody were only concerned about the recognition of Palestine. But here was only one man that took to stage calling for the protection of Christians, religious liberty in the UN address. No other leader did it. And this is the same man that they project and tell you he hates Africans, he hates Nigerians, he hates immigrants, he is to deport you. But he puts your life first in his priority. On a scale of preference, you are number one as a Christian because he sees that you face existential threats from all over the world, terrorists that have existed. So how come it is only Trump that has empathy and sympathy for the Christians worldwide? How come it is only Trump? The same Trump that you have been told that the Trump is the one that want to kill all of you, want to come for your resources. How come it's only the same Trump that has the boldness to speak about how they massacre all of you? Why don't you see other leaders do same? It is only Trump that rose up to speak for Christians. He dragged Buhari in 2018, and when he came, he put Nigeria in the CPC list. Joe Biden came and removed because they were working with the terrorists. They did not consider your life as a Christian then. But the person that considers your life as a Christian is the one that they have projected to all of you to be the enemy. And this goes also to your acting prime minister, Okechukwu Nkere. Okechukwu Nkere is the man that is carrying the cross of this BRGIE since our leaders were kidnapped and also imprisoned. BRGIE is the only body that is carrying the cross. BRGIE is the one that the Defense Council recognized and give loyalty to. BRGIE is the one doing everything that you see happening in Washington, D.C. BRGIE is the one that the entire world knows that are giving them headache. BRGIE is the one that is carrying the cross of everything. BRGIE is the one that all bills come to their table. Okechukwu Nkere is cracking his brain day in, day out to see how he can respond to every request that is coming to his table as the BRGIE acting Prime Minister. All of you are fighting the finance of BRGIE. Some of you were told to block the website of BRGIE for 3 good months. Emma and Chioma Azubike, they blocked the website for 3 good months. Did you know how Okechukwu Nkere was surviving to handle the government financially? Because every government survives on finance. The US government is able to speak and to be the power decider and the one to rule the world because they are able to make use of the finance in their hands. If they have no finance, they cannot make decisions. Okechukwu Nkere has carried the cross that all of you will not understand. But who are you still calling the bad guy? It is the same Okechukwu Nkere that you are calling the bad guy. Okechukwu Nkere is the one that has been taking care of everything, both the one you know and the one you don't know. He sacrificed with his blood. He sacrificed with his sweat. He sacrificed with his family. He sacrificed with his work. Some of you have branded him criminal. You write letters, you put on your website and your Google nonsense, Twitter, you post everywhere, you say, okay, Okechukwu Nkere and Sonny, they are criminals, they collected money from Nigerian government to do this and do that. But the same Okechukwu Nkere is the man that is carrying all the cross and all the insult that you have given him, destroying his name, destroying his business, destroying everything that he owns just because he decided to put his life on the line for Biafra. The same way you do to Donald Trump. What is Emma and Chioma doing, and what are they gaining by destroying the effort of BRGIE? What are they gaining or achieving by working against the restoration and the recognition of Biafra? What are they gaining by calling some of you and destroying your mind not to come and donate and support Biafra? And you gladly do so. You think you are doing it to Sonny or you're doing it to Okechukwu Nkere. The lobbyists will not do anything if they are not to be paid. We need money to pay the lobbyists. We need money to pay the attorneys. We need money to pay every filing that is done. Nothing is done free of charge. But you have some group of people whose sole aim and objective has been to go on destruction campaign. The destruction campaign that is aimed at destroying many of your commitments and minds against the restoration of Biafra. Yet, the Okechukwu Nkere is still standing strong. Exact thing that all of you are doing to Donald Trump. The only president that you say is a racist, he hates Nigerians, he hates immigrants, is the only one that is speaking up against the terrorists killing you as Christians. The Muslim leaders or the terrorist leaders or other leaders from other countries like UK and Europe and Canada, they are not speaking against the terrorists killing you. But it is the same Donald Trump that you call names that is the one that is standing to defend you, home and abroad. The same thing is applicable to what you are doing to Okechukwu Nkere. I want Biafran people to understand that whatever anybody sows is what you will reap. We have declared Biafra, and we are working so hard to see that the recognition of Biafra comes. We are going into treaties and allies and pact with many diplomatic representatives. The BRGIE is doing a lot. They have submitted series of documents to the US government. And you can see the evidences in the US government website. It is not I say or say or they say. The evidences are there and you can see them before your very eye. I don't know why some of you will now say become adamant to coming to support your freedom. Ask a Mark Accountability Group and Choma Accountability Group and Robert Fulani. Ask them what are they doing in Washington, D.C. to achieve Biafra. Ask them what are they doing in the homeland to achieve Biafra. Nothing. Oh. The only thing they are doing is to launch the destructive tendencies. Launch destructive tendencies that will shatter every effort and corrupt some of your fickle minds, because some of you are fickle-minded. Yes. You don't know your left from the right. Because if you know your left from the right, you should be able to count result. You should look at and check what are the results we expect after the declaration. What have we done after the declaration? What are the steps taken to attain to our height? What result has BRGIE given you? And then you check the other splinter groups and ask them what are they doing and why are they making noise. The lobbies and attorney and the APM are doing splendidly well in Washington, D.C. International media houses, I don't mean Nigerian media houses, I mean international media houses, all the way from UK, all the way from US, all the way from Europe, even all the way from Asia. They are reading and making publications highlighting the work of Elias, Okechukwu Nkere, and Dabire. If the world leaders and representatives are spotting BRGIE achievements to you worldwide, then you as a Biafran, you become adamant. You don't want to come and support your Biafra. Are you really sure you are a Biafran? Or it is a Fulani man or woman that fathered or mothered you? These are some of the questions you should ask yourself. Are you sure you are a Biafran fathered or a Biafran mothered? Or you were fathered by a Fulani? Or you were mothered by a Fulani? Or maybe your guardians, they pick you up from the roadside after a Fulani throw you by the roadside, and then your guardians pick you up and nurtured you to become what you are today. Even someone from NATO is coming to speak and put his voice for Biafra recognition. And that does not give you hate way. That does not move you to come and support your Biafra. And these world leaders, as they hear the clarion call and then they wake up and enter the media, they are not going to meet the wrong people. They check what is happening in America, because they know where America leads, that is where the entire world will follow. And then, as they pop up in the media, the first thing they do is to go to Washington, D.C. and start making research. They click on the media, they start looking for Biafra affairs. They start looking for the government in exile. They spot the website where they see recent happenings, meetings that are ongoing with the U.S. lawmakers. Seeing somebody like Senator Ted Cruz, seeing somebody like the Speaker of America, seeing somebody like the Chairman House of Foreign Affairs Committee. These are key personnel in the American lawmaking chambers, where decisions are made that affect the entire world. These people don't jump into the media to meet anybody anyhow. They come to the rightful Biafra Republic government in Israel, where they have already seen on the spotlight that has been projected by the American government. They check and saw that the US government in the White House granted Biafra Republic government in exile access to the Capitol, to the White House, to the Congress room, for them to do what? To give first ever worldwide congressional briefing, which is a landmark event. They made research. They asked a question: what is peculiar about these people that the US government will now grant them the White House access, the Capitol, the congressional building, where decisions of the world are being made? And then the US granted this access to this Biafra Republic government in Israel to go and have their briefing there. They now know that there is something about this Biafra Republic government that they need to go and find out. So they don't jump into the media and then start meeting some onions and minions and some foolish people whose work is only to work and sabotage the effort that your brothers and sisters are putting on the table. Elias of Moran Global Strategies is not kwe person. He's not a small boy like you people see his face. This is what you people make mistakes. You see my face, you see Elias' face looking baby in nature. But it is not that face. It is what is embedded. So when you look at our faces, you say, oh, the face looks so young. We look so baby in nature. The face is deceiving many of you. Elias here is delivering many things that people that have old faces cannot deliver. So you look at Elias' face and you see his face look baby, right? But the baby face is delivering wonders, and Nigerian government are crying. You look at Amen Dabiri's face, the attorney. His face also look baby. Some of you are deceived by the face. That's why. So when you see some of us, we look baby. Our body they like a broom, but they go keep 30 kg weight, we go carry. They go keep 40 kg weight, we go carry. They go keep 50 kg weight, we go carry. That is where you should be surprised. How come you bony, bony, skeleton, skeleton, broom, broom. But you're able to carry 40 kg weight, 50 kg, 30 kg. Because ordinarily, somebody that looks bony, bony, bingy, bingy like this, you should only be able to carry maybe 10 kg at least. But you're storming with someone that is cracking 40 kg, 45, you follow carry. You carry 30. Elias and Dabiri are not just who you see them with the face. This is a time that all Biafrans should key in. You keep your personal ego aside. If you are for Biafra first, I did explain the other day, I said, Biafra first means if you have any issue with anybody, you keep it aside. When we say Biafra, you come and project Biafra first as your priority. You can now keep that your beef or that your malice at the backyard. But as soon as we enter this house says Biafra first. You keep the malice outside first, enter the room of Biafra. We do the Biafra affairs. We contribute the money. We donate. We use it to pay the bills. We move on and protect our women and children. We give them humanitarian aid that we need to give. We give our defense what they need so that they can protect our lands from being taken over by the terrorists. Thereafter, you can go and carry your beef again. But for the fact that you call Biafra first, you put Biafra first into it first. You come and deliver your own quota for Biafra first. Then later, you can go and continue your madness. But anytime it is Biafra first, you come in, deliver Biafra first. Later, you can go back to your madness. This is a time that every Biafran should look at Biafra first and understand that we have a lot of responsibilities. Our responsibilities have increased, and so as our enemies increase, and so as our achievements increase, and so will our challenges also increase. Our responsibilities will increase as well. It is not moi to enter the U.S. congressional building and sit down and have a congressional briefing. Many of us entered the capital of USA for the first time during that congressional briefing. And many of us were so surprised to themselves. Is this a dream? That I am marching majestically into the U.S. congressional building. And I am marching majestically into the U.S. Capitol. Because that is a first in history thing that has never happened. And you had happened to be one amongst those that participated to make that history. Some of you do not know that this U.S. congressional briefing is a landmark event that has opened the door to everything that is happening here now. Do you know what it means for you to host a U.S. congressional briefing on Biafra inside the capital of America? Inside the capital, the White House, one of those rooms there inside the White House. This is something that you should understand. That is why the entire world now are speaking. That is why Nigeria are speaking. They cannot sit down one place. They are jumping up and down because it is heavy, it is huge. They see it that the Biafran people have actually gone beyond the limit and expectations that Nigeria had undermined them. They have gone extreme. That's why the cry is coming out. Biafran people, make haste while the sun is shining. Stand up and support your freedom. The website is open to everybody to go and make their donations at any time. You do not need to wait until when we have fundraising. No. Visit the website. Just scan this barcode and you are in the website. Your 10 ejema, your 20 ejema, your 30, your 40 is very important. We cannot keep doing this good work that you see here, both in home and abroad, in US to be precise, if there is no money. We need money. No war was fought with saliva or sand. No achievement was made with mere talking. Everything transcends into money. When you look at all the publications that are done where they are highlighting BRGIE good work, there is one thing you see. They go as far as highlighting that we hired Moran Global Strategies and that we pay them for these services that they are delivering for Biafran people. So they understand that we must raise funds to be able to fight the war that we are fighting. They understand that the services that have been delivered to us are not free of charge. They understand that for you to get results, you should be ready to pay for those services. They understand that those offering us the services, the attorney and the lobbyists, do not do it free of charge. I am specifically taking my time to talk about the importance of our finance at this very time, because we have a lot of responsibility. Our leaders are not here. They are imprisoned. And I want you all to understand one thing. The responsibility of getting them out is solely dependent on you and I. They are in no way to decide or influence how you can be able to do it now. It is your responsibility. So if you are sitting and waiting for them to come and do one or two, or to come and tell you how to support the freedom or how to move on, it means you don't really understand the situation that we are. We are in freedom fighting. We are in freedom fighting. They were imprisoned because of standing for this same freedom. And as we speak now, they are under duress. A gun is pointed on their head, and they don't want them to talk about Biafra self. They don't want them to say anything about what you are doing here. Instead, they will want them to condemn what you are doing. Yes. Some of them are acting under pressure. Yes. So they will let them to even condemn what you are doing so that you will not move forward. It is psychological. This torture is psychological. I am calling on all of you and appealing to all of you to understand that it is only what we will do that will bring out the leaders that we have behind bars. And if you are waiting for those same leaders to come and tell you what to do before you do, and how to raise funds before you raise funds, and how to support BRGIE before you do, it means you are one of the people that don't want them to be released. Because if you want them to be released, you don't need to wait for them to tell you anything. You should know where the foundation were laid, and then you follow that foundation and do everything possible to move the ship to continue from point A to point B. Biafrans, we have a lot to do, and we are calling on all Biafrans to come and support this very Biafra before it becomes a bigger reality in your very before. Wake up, Biafrans. You all have this money. If the American government is listening to your cry now, and they are ready to flock Nigeria so that you will be free, why are you all shying away from your responsibilities? Why are you then pulling back? You have all been looking for a voice from the US. Now the US have spoken. How did you expect the US to speak? You wanted US to say, come and collect gun and go and fight? No. Or come and collect money and go and fight? No. US understands that what Nigeria is a sovereign nation. America did not, in 1967 to 70s, supply you arms and ammunition to use and fight Nigeria. Neither did the same America supply Nigeria those weapons also to use to kill you. So what did America do? America remained neutral. Some of them did supply aids that came to the Biafran people as humanitarian aid for people in war. They didn't want to come in arms ways. What does that tell you? If today the American people are listening to you because you have submitted congressional testimonies reminding them of the genocidal war, the errors that were done in 67 to 70s, which they never did anything. And then they are now thinking Biafra now. They are thinking deep about Biafra, and they are giving you a strategy. They are taking the Nigerian case up, and they are beginning to flock Nigeria. What are you supposed to do? This is the opportunity for you all to come together, support the government that they are listening to, support with all your finance, give all that you have, and make the fire to burn. Let's burn down the zoo if you are ready. Some of you are not ready, but you will come to quote, oh, Onyendu say, if anything happens to me, burn down the zoo. How have you supported BRGIE or the Defense Forces in the homeland so that the zoo can be burned down? How have you supported so that the zoo can be burned down? Will the zoo be burned down with saliva? Will the zoo be burned down with sand? Will the zoo be burned down with mere talking? No. I want all the media team going forward to preach about our financial support. Media team going forward, preach about financial support. And this flyer on the screen, please screenshot this flyer and share it to your friends. Screenshot this flyer and share it to your friends and families and share to all groups that you know. Let this flyer go around. Let them think Biafra. Let them know why they have to scan this barcode and donate $10, $20, 1,500, 300, 200, 2,000, 3,000 and support their freedom. The American government is giving us the opportunity, and we have to jump on the pulpit to utilize this very opportunity that is on the table. If you do not know what is happening, you have to know it today going forward. That this is the opportunity given to you to arise and shatter the table of one Nigeria in your own ways. How will you do that? You do that by supporting the government of Biafra in exile, and also supporting the government of Biafra in the homeland, the de facto government, which is the defense. You do that by making sure everything done goes the right way. Now, the Nigerian government are openly calling on Nigerians for them to understand that Biafra Republic government in exile is actually the government body that is making it happen, that is causing them the pain. The Guardian Nigeria is here telling you that the Biafra Republic government in exile is actually the body that is making this news happen in Washington, D.C. I am here to talk about the Washington Post, though. But there is another publication that just dropped now. This one now is coming from the Guardian News Nigeria. The terrorist group of Nigeria are actually quoting Biafra Republic government in exile. And I will do well to read this publication to Biafrans, so that you will know that Biafra Republic government in exile have been spotted as the only driving engine that Nigeria is afraid of. They understand that you are the one that has awakened this call for the designation of Nigeria. I am calling on all Biafrans to wake up. The time is now for you to come and support Biafra. Scan this barcode, make your donation with whatever amount you have. We need it. You have been praying and looking for and waiting for this opportunity. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has been praying and calling for this opportunity for American government to give us access, just small meeting that they will hear and know our plight. But God has given us the opportunity now. Why are you all being shattered? Why are you all now running as if you have no control, as if they have all broken the brain cells inside your head? You cannot reason again. Is it not the America that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was crying and looking for opportunity for them to listen to you? Because he knows that it is only in America that your case will be heard and it will make sense. It will not just fall on the back of a cock, or it will not fall on top of the cocoyam leaf, but it will fall on a loamy soil that will become fruitful and useful to the grains that you planted. Why are you all being wayward and confused? I pray the God of Biafra touches all of you and redirects you to the right direction. Because I don't know if some of you are hypnotized. Yes, I'm just wondering, are some of you hypnotized? That you have prayed for years for America to give you a voice. And American government are giving you a voice now. Because of you alone, you see what has happened in the North. The entire North are now protesting. Some groups arose and they are protesting against Donald Trump's pronouncement that Christians need to be protected. And that if Nigerian terrorist government don't do it, that the American army are coming to bomb all the terrorists. These people rose up to start protesting. And today they issue a message that they now understand that it is Biafra Republic government in Israel that is behind it. This is coming from where? They call them Nigerian Supreme Council for Islamic Affairs. We will bring it to the screen so that you will understand. If they have all grouped and understand that you are a threat and they are pushing it to you, and your leader is in prison in Nigeria, and they have identified that you have become effective not just in Biafra land, you have also become superlative in the US, and not just in the US, Washington, D.C., the White House. Are you not all supposed to climb on top of this ladder and make your voices heard in a miraculous way? Call on your friends and families. Tell every Biafran that Biafra is here, that America is speaking about Biafra now, that the decisions are on the table for Biafra, that they need to come and support Biafra now. Show them the link to the website, show them this barcode, let them scan and donate. We need money, and without money, we cannot do anything. When you see all the works in the media, it is money that made it happen. Without money, it can't go anywhere. And we want to achieve more and to make it more rapid in nature than we had expected. Because with the Voice of America now, adding up to our request, it is a win-win. The sky is our limit. But mere talk with mouth without the actions of money will not drive the spirit. The spirit needs to be driven with funds. We need the funds. I'm soliciting for the funds for everyone to come out. Keep your ego, keep your anger, keep your personal hatred or problem or dislike or whatever disagreement you have with anybody aside. Scan the barcode, go and donate. If you don't like my face, if you don't like my voice, if you don't like the face of Okenkere, if you don't like his voice, if you don't like to even see him, see the flyer to the website. Cover my face when you see my face. Cover Okechukwu Nkere's face when you see his face, since you don't like his face. And cover my voice when you hear me speak, since you don't want to hear. But don't cover the donation button to support your Biafra. Because it is your Biafra and not my Biafra alone. It is our Biafra. I don't even know if I will live to enjoy the Biafra that I am fighting for today. Yes, I am fighting for people that are not even yet here so that they can be able to enjoy the Biafra. I don't know if I will live to enjoy it the way I want. But my sacrifices today is to see that the Biafra come so that we all stop running like mad people from our wonderful homeland to where there is nothing to speak of, so that our babies, women, and children can have a safe haven to stay. They can have a good place. We are calling on everybody. We are calling on everybody. Many people have died. They haven't seen the Biafra, but they fought for the Biafra they sacrificed. I am not exceptional. I may die tomorrow. I may die today. But my plight is that this Biafra is achieved for those that will live to enjoy it. So for some of you that think that we are here for position, no, we are not here for position. We are not here to become anything when the Biafra is achieved. We are here to deliver you people from the pit and then allow you people to walk past freely. And as soon as that is done, we will go back to our normal lives and allow those that will come and build Biafra in miraculous ways to come and build. But in this transitional phase, we need every hands on deck to come up and support us financially. Financially. The Biafra Defense Forces have sacrificed their lives. Many of those that fought for Biafra during Ojuku's time and Philip Efion's time, they are no more. When General Obosi was about to die, he passed on the baton and said, I am passing on the baton of 67 to 70s. And January 1566 to Mazin Nnamdi Kanu. Those were the words that came out from his mouth in that broadcast when he met before he passed on. So when I say, I don't know if I will be there to enjoy the Biafra I'm fighting for to the fullness of it, I want all of you to understand. But General Obosi sacrificed his life for Biafra. And it is that Biafra that we are marching on today. Philip Effiong and Ojukwu sacrificed for Biafra. It is that Biafra that we're fighting on today. My father took bullet for Biafra. And it is that Biafra that we are fighting on today. Many of your parents also took bullet for Biafra. It is that Biafra we are fighting on today. We don't know tomorrow. But while we are here, we do well to give all our sacrifices. Why is it hard for some of you to understand that American government will not come to fight for your Biafra independence for you? Rather, they will open the windows of breakthrough and they expect you to walk through. As you walk through, you use the given opportunity to amplify your Biafra. That is the opportunity that has been given now. When you see Donald Trump speak, that is the opportunity that has been given to Biafrans now. Every Biafran should rise up and understand that the hour has come.
Thousands and thousands of Christians are being killed. Radical Islamists are responsible for this mass slaughter. I am hereby making Nigeria a country of particular concern. That's a legal definition. When the Christians or any such group is slaughtered, like is happening in Nigeria, 3,100 versus 4,476 worldwide. What horrible numbers. Something has to be done. I am asking Congressman Riley Moore, together with Chairman Tom Cole and the House Appropriations Committee, to immediately look into this matter and to report back to me. And I mean, like, immediately. The United States cannot stand by while such atrocities are happening in Nigeria and numerous other countries. It's not only Nigeria, it's all over. We stand ready, willing, and able to save our great Christian population around the world. This is not going to happen. The killing of Christians is not going to happen.
This is the opportunity that has been given to you. This is the olive branch. This is a step in action that has been given to you. This is the open door that has been given to you as a Biafran. This is the opportunity. You went to Congress. You all went to Congress to leave the message. And when you listen to Michael Rubin and APM, when they were speaking as the key speakers in the congressional briefing, the key points were these Christian persecutions of Christians. Christian persecutions of Christians. Those were the key points that Michael Rubin and APM were capitalizing on. The Christian persecution of Christians. This is the opportunity. What you went to project and to submit in the congressional briefing has been approved of you. So what are you waiting for? It is time you step in. It is time you use this opportunity. Use this one stone to kill many birds. While you are killing them in the terrorist zone, you're also killing their reputation in Washington, D.C. You're killing their effectiveness in Washington, D.C. and their names. You're killing their image in Washington, D.C. and their existence. You're killing everything that is opposing you and standing against you. Wake up and stop sleeping. Wake up, all Biafrans, because Donald Trump has given you the opportunity and has given you the way. He has given you the roadmap. He has given you the breakthrough. He has given you the opportunity. Wait, let me see. Let me see if I can pick Michael Rubin's speech. I just want to pick the part where he spoke about the Christian persecution. I'm just going to look for only that very place so that you will hear. So that you
A
will.
so-called secession. We're talking about decolonization. And when we look at Africa today, we must recognize that the problem of colonialism is no longer based in London and in Paris. It's based in places like Abuja and Lagos. The fact of the matter is, and for that matter, Yaoundé as well, the fact of the matter is that we are witnessing a second wave of decolonization in Africa right now. Biafra, Amazonia, Somaliland are at the front line of a struggle for freedom. Religious freedom as well as simply personal, economic freedom, political freedom.
Religious freedom as well as economic freedom. Now listen to the message of Donald Trump from the UN General Assembly.
Let us protect religious liberty, including for the most persecuted religion on the planet today. It's called Christianity. And let us safeguard our sovereignty and cherish qualities that have made each of our nations so special, incredible, and extraordinary.
Did you get that? Let's go back to Michael Rubin. I just need that place where he spoke about the religious persecution, the Christian genocide, where he stated that climate change did not buy AK-47. Climate change did not buy the trucks, the ALOX, to the Boko Haram terrorists, but the Nigerian government did. And they are carrying it to commit the genocide on the Christians.
When people debate foreign policy in the United States, one of the progressive slogans that we hear time and time again is no blood for oil. Well, I have a message for Alexander Stubb. No genocide for oil.
What did you hear there? No genocide for oil. No genocide for oil. This is Michael Rubin. This is the U.S. congressional briefing. It is the same genocide that you all Biafrans went to the Capitol, the congressional briefing, to explain to the U.S. Congress. And now the U.S. Congress are now working on that your congressional briefing message. That same genocide of Christians is what they are capitalizing on and working out for you. What are you doing as a Biafran now? What are you waiting for? What are you waiting for? That Christian genocide that has been happening, that they use that your oil and gas and give to the Europeans, then they massacre you, then you die as they commit a genocide. It is that same genocide that Donald Trump is talking about here. It is that same genocide that Donald Trump has listened to your cry And
Thousands and thousands of Christians are being killed. Radical Islamists are responsible for this mass slaughter. I am hereby making Nigeria a country of particular concern. That's a legal definition. When the Christians or any such group is slaughtered, like is happening in Nigeria, 3,100 versus 4,476 worldwide. What horrible numbers. Something has to be done. I am asking Congressman Riley Moore, together with Chairman Tom Cole and the House Appropriations Committee, to immediately look into this matter and to report back to me. And I mean, like, immediately. The United States cannot stand by while such atrocities are happening in Nigeria and numerous other countries. It's not only Nigeria, it's all over. We stand ready, willing, and able to save our great Christian population around the world.
we stand ready, able to defend our Christian brothers or popularity or population around the world. And then Michael Rubin was telling you in the congressional briefing here that that same genocide is the discourse of the day, and that Donald Trump and the lawmakers of America are also on it. And so you need to do what? Listen to the answer that later came from Donald Trump after the congressional briefing. He came back to reassure you that we are ready and able and standing by to defend the Christians that are being persecuted, which this genocide is carried on them. Are you listening? So why are you now not coming out to support what Donald Trump has started for you and what BRGIE actually went to knock the door for, which is what you have been waiting and longing for?
I have a message for Alexander Stubb. No genocide for oil.
No genocide for oil. It is that genocide that Donald Trump now is responding to come and end, that Christian genocide. Because they have used the oil to trade with our blood. So take your time to listen to Michael Rubin's speech and APM speech in this congressional briefing. Then you will understand that Donald Trump has actually come to answer the request from this congressional briefing that was done.
Finland has been a disgrace. Stubb has kowtowed to Turkey at the expense of the Kurds, at the expense of other dissidents, for the sake of getting Turkey to lift its de facto veto for Finland's NATO membership. Now he's kowtowing to the Nigerian government by arresting Simon Ekpa for the sole reason of advocating against genocide and of providing, frankly, at this point, the only reasonable way forward given the actions of the Nigerian state. Now, we can't engage in wishful thinking, and unfortunately that has been the problem in the United States. I would argue that Europe is more engaged in a cynicism where they simply want Nigeria's oil, and let's be frank, it's not Nigeria's oil. It's Biafra's oil, the Delta region and so forth. The fact of the matter is they feel it's easier to have a relationship with a dictator, and they're going to look the other way. Never let the Europeans pretend that they stand as a representative of human rights when they act in such a cynical, racist, and way that is so contrary to life, liberty, justice, freedom, political rights. The fact of the matter is the Europeans need to be called out each and every day for that. Finland, especially. Now, I mean, I would go so far as saying Finland doesn't deserve the plaudits that so many people, Amnesty International, Human Rights Watch, tend to ascribe to Scandinavian powers. I would today argue that through its actions behind the scenes, by laundering the Nigerian government, by allowing, by cynically using this mantle which it had developed over decades as a protector of human rights, that Finland has become one of the most cynical promoters of human rights abuses, on par with Russia, with China, and with others. The only difference is Russia and China are much more open about what they're doing. Finland thinks they can have it both ways. Now, when it comes to the United States, however, the United States isn't blameless.
Now, did you listen to Michael Rubin? He touched many things. He even talked about China. He talked about Turkey. He talked about Europe. Do you see why when Donald Trump made the pronouncement of coming to destroy the terrorists that have been committing the genocide on the Biafran people? Do you now see why they brought China in? They brought Turkey in now.
This is not going to happen. The killing of Christians is not going to happen. Thousands and thousands of Christians are being killed. Radical Islamists are responsible for this mass slaughter. I am hereby making Nigeria a country of particular concern. That's a legal definition. When the Christians or any such group is slaughtered, like is happening in Nigeria, 3,100 versus 4,476 worldwide. What horrible numbers. Something has to be done. I am asking Congressman Riley Moore, together with Chairman Tom Cole and the House Appropriations Committee, to immediately look into this matter and to report back to me. And I mean, like, immediately. The United States cannot stand by while such atrocities are happening in Nigeria and numerous other countries. It's not only Nigeria, it's all over. We stand ready, willing, and able to save our great Christian population around the world. This is not going to happen. The killing of Christians is not going to happen. Thousands and thousands of Christians are being killed. Radical Islamists are responsible for this mass slaughter. I'm hereby making Nigeria a country of particular concern. That's a legal definition. When the Christians or any such group is slaughtered, like is happening in Nigeria, 3,100 versus 4,476 worldwide. What horrible numbers. Something has to be done. I am asking Congressman Riley Moore, together with Chairman Tom Cole and the House Appropriations Committee, to immediately look into this matter and to report back to me. And I mean, like, immediately. The United States cannot stand by while such atrocities are happening in Nigeria and numerous other countries. It's not only Nigeria, it's all over. We stand ready, willing, and able to save our great Christian population around the world. This is not going to happen. The killing of Christians is not going to happen.
After the pronouncement of Trump, China came in to now start projecting their project of railway and oil and gas. Turkey came in. Many other countries that have been using our blood to trade for oil and gas, they came out speaking. But did you listen to Michael Rubin? When Michael Rubin was speaking, he told them that our blood should not be used to trade for the oil and gas. The genocide the oil should not be used to trade for the genocide that they are committing. That Christian genocide. You all gathered in Washington, D.C., in American capital, to pass the message to America. Some of you said, oh, there is no congressman there in the House when the event was ongoing. You did not see congressman there. You did not see any senator. You did not see any rep, right? But what did you see? Everything that were done there were documented and they were being monitored. Yes, the first question you should ask is, who approved that place to be used? It is the American government. So as they approved that place to be used, they were monitoring everything that was happening there. They were taking records. And if you listen to Donald Trump now, Donald Trump is coming to give this message of going to crush the terrorists based on the report that you tabled in the congressional briefing. So it was like American government, they needed to see the indigenous people in the contraption Nigeria come out en masse and then speak to the American government boldly and send one message. That is what they saw that the Biafran people did. Biafran people came out and then they had the boldness to go to the capital. They did not go to rent one restaurant. They did not go to rent one beer parlor or one event center. No, they went to the American Capitol, the White House, the Congressional Building. They went there to go and deliver a message that caused chaos to Nigeria today. And then American government have acted on it. It is incumbent on you as Biafrans now to stand up and utilize the opportunity that has been given to you. Trump has opened the door for you now. He has given you hope. Stand up and fund your freedom. Stand up and fund your freedom. Scan this barcode and make your donations to go to the Biafran government website. This is how you can support your Biafra. Don't wait to be called before you do it. Don't wait to be dragged in before you do it. Wake up and do the needful. Because this is your Biafra. This is your Biafra. Thank you so much. If you know what your freedom means, come and support your Biafra now and keep your hatred and personal issue aside. Let us show you how the media houses are writing and explaining to the world of your effectiveness as the Biafra Republic government in exile. From this publication here of Senator Ted Cruz here, he said President Donald Trump's threat to guns ablazing into Africa's most populous country was the result of a month-long pressure campaign on behalf of Nigerian Christians by Senator Ted Cruz, Texas. And when you click the link, it opens up to take you to the news. And here we are, Washington News. This is Washington Post. Washington Post, for those of you that don't know, is the number one media house in America. The name Washington alone, Washington Post. When Washington Post carry your news and carry your name, you should know that the sky is your limit, that your case is taken serious. So Washington Post has just explained to you, or is about to explain to you, the effectiveness of what BRGIE has done. This is Washington Post of the US.
Every one of us must rise up. The armed forces are not neutral. They collude. They collude. They collude with the armed bandits. They kill people, kill Nigerians. They facilitate their movements. They cover them. If you are depending on the armed forces to stop the killings, you will all die one by one. Every one of us must rise up. The armed forces are not neutral. They collude. They collude. They collude with the armed bandits. They kill people, kill Nigerians. They facilitate their movements. They cover them. If you are depending on the armed forces to stop the killings, you will all die one by one. Every one of us must rise up. The armed forces are not neutral. They collude. They collude. They collude with the armed bandits. They kill people, kill Nigerians. They facilitate their movements. They cover them. If you are depending on the armed forces to stop the killings, you will all die one by one. Every one of us must rise up. The armed forces are not neutral. They collude. They collude. They collude with the armed bandits. They kill people, kill Nigerians. They facilitate their movements. They cover them. If you are depending on the armed forces to stop the killings, you will all die one by one. Every one of us must rise up. The armed forces are not neutral. They collude. They collude. They collude with the armed bandits. They kill people, kill Nigerians. They facilitate their movements. They cover them. If you are depending on the armed forces to stop the killings, you will all die one by one. Every one of us must rise up. The armed forces are not neutral. They collude. They collude. They collude with the Like Kenyan people kill Nigerians. They facilitate their movements. They cover them. If you are depending on the armed forces to stop the killings, you will all die one by one. Every one of us must rise up. The armed forces are not neutral. They collude. They collude. They collude with the armed bandits. Like Kenyan people kill Nigerians. They facilitate their movements. They cover them. If you are depending on the armed forces to stop the killings, you will all die one by one.
All right, welcome back. So this is the Washington D.C. publication, Washington Post, the Washington Post publication. So we are going to highlight specifically where the Biafra Republic government in exile has been spotted here. So if you start from here to read here, Dakar, Senegal. So that means this publication, I don't know whether the person that writes it, they call him Dakar, Senegal, or what, or whether he's taking his suggestion from there. He said Dakar, Senegal, President Donald Trump's threats to go guns are blessing into Africa's most populous country was the result of a month-long pressure campaign on behalf of Nigerian Christians by Senator Ted Cruz and American evangelical leaders. But it surprised even those who had been pushing the issue. It reached crescendo November 1 when Trump threatened in a post on social to take military actions against Nigeria and cut off all aid to its government, which he said was, "I cherish Christian." This word, "I cherish Christian," it pain many people. Yes, I cherish Christian. They pain many people. To be killed by Islamic terrorists. He said he was instructing the military to prepare. The threat caught many off guard and generated immediate concern within the United States African Command, AFRICOM, which directs American military operations across the continent. Leaders told the Pentagon they had other priorities, according to three people familiar with the matter, speaking on the condition of anonymity to discuss ongoing operations. One of those familiar said AFRICOM also communicated that striking a region with limited U.S. presence and intelligence was unlikely to make a difference. However, the president came to see the fate of Christians in West Africa as a national security priority, seemingly out of the blue. Illustrates the unusual ways that information travels in Trump's Washington, sometimes allowing interest groups and individuals to rapidly shape major policy decisions. With his sudden pronouncement, Trump both highlighted an undercovered issue and bended fact about the nature of Nigeria violence. They say it is sowing confusion and alarm in ally nations. So this is to show you some opinions from people of what they are saying and how they are viewing it. But let us go to the push and how it came to be and what is actually happening. because from here now it's just talking about opinions of people and what they've been doing and what they are thinking and how they are viewing everything. Let's go to what is actually the main context of the day. So here on the screen, you come. We hope that Nigerian government will work to take swift and immediate action in collaboration with the United States to address the violence that is affecting Christians. You know they cannot do it, yes, because American government has already done all they could to bring an end to it, but they are not ready to end it. That is why they are protesting against the move to dismantle the terrorists, because the terrorists are working for them, doing the bad things for them. So they are not ready to end it, and they will not end it anytime soon. So this is a full court press. Here you can see President Donald Trump shake hands with Nigerian President Muhammadu Buhari, the late one, during a news conference at the White House in 2018. And this photo was taken by Jabin Bosford of the Washington Post. What was happening here between Donald Trump and Buhari is what you need to know first before we go forward. What was happening here was when Trump had a one-on-one encounter with this man in the garden and was asking him, why are you killing Christians? Yes. So in Nigeria, insecurity is widespread with the Islamist insurgencies raging in the northeast, banditry on the rise in the northwest, and farmer-herder conflicts common in the center of the country, the way they meet. So analysts said the violence often has little to do with religion, according to them, and is driven by land dispute and other local grievances. So while it was inaccurate to say authorities in Abuja were simply allowing Christians to be killed, 5 regional experts agreed successive governments have failed to adequately address the religious violence. They will always look for the upside down narrative from where they are giving so that they can use it to validate or to downplay this Christian genocide. But it's not going to happen and they will not go with it. So they've done well to make reference to Donald Trump having met the dead Buhari to still ask him why he's killing Christians. Trump has often chosen to concentrate on troubles facing Christians, minorities worldwide, including Nigeria. This is to tell you that Donald Trump has always had his eye to saving the Christians. He did it in 2018 when Buhari was there. And now that the Nigerian terrorist government continued to carry out that genocide, Trump is not doing it for the first time. Trump is still standing up for the Christians again, because his fight is to see that you don't massacre anybody, whether the person is a Muslim or a Christian. But when you don't see any Muslim massacred, and then the only massacre that we see is all about the Christians. Yes, when you don't see the Christian massacre the Muslim or the jihadists, you should ask a question. Have you seen any Christian terrorists massacre the Muslim? Have you seen any Christian terrorists massacre the Imam, or have you seen any of the Imams or any of the Sheikh Gumis which they cut off their head by the terrorists? Or have you seen their head being cut off by the Christians? No, it doesn't happen. So there is something behind this that all of you need to understand. That is why you need to look at why are they targeting Christians the way they are doing. So in 2018, Buhari stood with Donald Trump in the Rose Garden, and he said he was deeply concerned by religious violence, including the burning of churches. Listen now, deeply concerned by religious violence. The religious violence here is not just targeted on Christians. Buhari was concerned about the Muslims and the Christians. So religious violence is talking about all religions, no matter the name, including burning of churches and the killing and persecution of Christians. You see, when you look at it here, Donald Trump was not even highlighting Christianity as the top priority here. Yes. But it was just part of it, as including burning of churches and the killing and persecution of Christians. Look at the way this statement was phrased. Deeply concerned by religious violence. Then he made it clear that the burning of churches and the killing and persecution of Christians are of priority. 2 years later, his State Department listed Nigeria as a country of particular concern. So 2018, 2019, 2020, Nigeria was listed as country of particular concern. A legal designation, just like you heard him say today from the video. He said this is a legal designation that opens door to sanctions on nations that violate religious freedom. And Nigeria were on the watch list and being checkmated. Then what happened? Under the Biden administration, that designation was dropped without explanation. You see, there was political game. They use our blood, they use our genocide to play political game, and they swept it under the carpet. Now, the same Trump that many of you hate is the only man now that is speaking against the genocide of Biafran people and Christians, giving you opportunity as a Biafran to stand up and unleash all the fire that you have to get Biafra. Then, which enraged advocates like Sean Nelson, the senior counsel with Allegiance Defending Freedom. When Trump returned to office, Nelson said the people had high hopes that concern for persecuted Christians will come back. Do you understand now? Among the hopefuls were Cruz, who zeroed in on Nigeria's status at the beginning of the year and began raising concerns about a treatment of Christians with officials at the White House and department, according to Macarena Martinez, the senator's communications director. You talk of Christian persecution. I want you all to remember that When Joe Biden removed Nigeria from the country of particular concerns in 2021 or 2022 thereabout, that was immediately after Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was kidnapped. Nigeria was supposed to continue to be on the list of countries of particular concern because they had committed international crime of kidnapping on top the genocidal massacre happening on Christians on a daily basis. So having Nigeria on the CPC list, there is one big case that they are not even ready to argue with. Nigeria is more than a country of particular concern for committing international kidnapping. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is the evidence that America has against Nigeria above all ramifications. Above. Because they went to Kenya and kidnapped Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, they brought him back. And they are still taking him to court every day, trying to make him stand trial again. You are the person that went to kidnap somebody, and you are the person that still come back. You want to try the person again. No be juju be that. Okay. The persuasion campaign received a boost. Nelson said when Inter-Society, a Nigerian Christian advocacy group, released a report saying that more than 52,000 Christians had been killed in the country since 2009, including 7,000 this year. And then there are many other reports here that are affiliated, while some of them deny and some of them say they know. Now, they say Inter-Society did not respond to them or reply them. And now, they say opposing Nigerian political factions have vied for control of the narrative on the capital, including a lobbying push by diaspora-based Biafran separatist group who fought a bloody and unsuccessful war for independence from 1967 to 1970s. Then they said, last year, the Biafra Republic government in exile hired a Washington lobbying firm, Moran Global Strategies, to advocate on Capitol Hill for the independence of Biafra and to educate stakeholders, in quote now, persecution of Christians in Nigeria, according to a copy of the contract. This is Washington Post of America, citing the work base of the Biafra Republic government in exile. American media houses and researchers are giving kudos to you, good work that you're doing. So what are you doing that you are not destroying the enemies left, right, center? It is time you wake up and support your Biafra. Now, let me go to the other publication. This other publication here is coming from Guardian. The Guardian, One Nigeria, look at what is written. And I also read the Guardian of the UK. If you know the Guardian of the UK, you will understand that it is one of the big media houses in the UK. Now, NSCIA rejects U.S. claim of Christian genocide. Says designation threatens Nigeria's unity. And they will let you know this is what Biafrans have done. And when you come down here, let us read something. The Nigerian Supreme Council for Islamic Affairs, can you see the people that are speaking? Has strongly condemned the United States decision to designate Nigeria as a country of particular concern, describing it as a political move based on false claims of Christian persecution. Have you seen the people that have come out now to start fighting back against the designation of Nigeria? Let me read something for you. Speaking at a press conference in Abuja on Sunday, November 9, the council said the designation was influenced by Islamophobia and unpatriotic Nigerians who misled the U.S. government into believing that Christians are being targeted in Nigeria. According to the NSCIA, the violence in the country is not religious, but a national security issue that affects both Muslims and Christians. They say we have not been emphasizing the killings of Muslims because we do not see it as a religious war, but a national security issue. And they argued that the claims of Christian genocide collapse when compared with fact and independent report, quoting that Amnesty International and the Armed Conflict Location and even Data Project accolade that the council said there is no evidence of religious motivation behind the killings in Nigeria, adding that most Muslims and Christians are victims of banditry and terrorism. Now, let us go straight to where we want to read what we want to read. Here they say, the group also accused some foreign politicians, Nigerian separatists, and local crisis entrepreneurs of promoting false genocide claims for personal or political gain. It named U.S. Senator Ted Cruz and Congressman Riley Moore among those energizing their domestic evangelical base by spreading misinformation. Did you hear what the terrorist group are telling you as the genocide in Nigeria is all about? They said it is misinformation. So, according to the NSCIA, some groups, such as the Biafra Republic Government in Exile, oh my God, some groups, such as the Biafra Republic Government in Exile, have been spending millions of dollars on lobbying effort in Washington, D.C. to portray Nigeria as unsafe for Christians, with the goal of destabilizing the country. The council suggested that the U.S. decision may be linked to Nigeria's growing ties with China and its public support for Palestine and the United Nations. This campaign escalated after Nigeria reaffirmed its support for a two-state solution and the Palestinian people. They have even come to say something. Yes. They now accept that they went to the U.S. UN General Assembly to solicit for Palestine recognition, while Christians were dying in Nigeria and they turned blind eyes to it. But they were bold enough to go to the UN General Assembly and start canvassing for one Nigeria and the entire world to recognize Palestine. Whereas The numbers of babies, women, and children that they are massacring on a daily basis in Nigeria are far more than what is happening in Palestine. But what's with me here is that they recognize that the Biafra Republic government in exile have been spending millions of dollars on lobbying efforts in Washington, D.C. to achieve their independent state of Biafra. Are you getting the point? So even the Boko Haram terrorists, the Fulanis in Nigeria, understand that Biafra Republic government in exile is working to destroy Nigeria to get Biafra. Is it you now that is not aware, or you just want to be ignorant and foolish about it? I want to understand. I just want to understand. If the Boko Harams in Nigeria, their groups and their leaders, are actually writing you message and telling you, we are watching and we have come to see that it is Biafra Republic government in exile that are contributing money and lobbying in Washington, D.C. to get Biafra, and they are behind this narrative. What will you say? What will you say? Now, let us go to the Guardian newspaper. The Guardian newspaper now, I'm talking of the Guardian newspaper of UK, United Kingdom. This one now is the Boko Haram terrorist group's government in Nigeria. The other one I read was Washington Post in America. Now I'm going to UK. Let us go to UK. This is UK publication, The Guardian. The Guardian here now of UK, where the genocidal war of the Biafran people were being planned and executed from, which they have downplayed the reportage to international community. Today, they are now sending the message for Biafran people and telling you that Biafra Republic government in exile is very active and that people should not take them for a joke. You as a Biafran, why are you seated on the fence instead of you to come and support to get this Biafra now? Now that everybody are talking about your matter. The Guardian, let us go here. We are good. Why is Donald Trump threatening military intervention in Nigeria? U.S. President's remarks about alleged persecution of Christians seemingly in response to pressure from his evangelical base. You can see all this. You've seen all this before. So I'm just going to go down to the publication where they are crying about the Biafra Republic government in exile. Let us go there. Let us go there and get where they are crying about the participation of the Biafran people. Please, nobody should be calling me now, because as you're calling, you're disturbing this program. Don't call, don't call, don't call now. As you call, you disturb the program. Until when we are done, you can call. All right. Let us read something. And before we go down to reading where Biafra Republic government in exile was mentioned, let us read something here. They say, how has Nigeria responded to its security crisis? Successive Nigerian governments have struggled to contain this threat, and security forces are stretched then across multiple fronts. They are also often accused of human rights abuses that previously altered U.S. support, most notably under the Leahy Law, which restrict armed sales to forces accused of violations. Are you getting the point? Aha. So Biafran people, you have power because American government have been using the arms sold to them to come and kill you as a Biafran. So the Leahy Law stands to penalize Nigeria. We have seen arm shields or weapon shields of the American government that were sent to Nigeria to use and fight the terrorists. But what did you see? What you saw was that they used these weapons in Biafra land on the Biafran people. So they stand to be penalized. This is how and why they could not be able to make use of all the aids and supplies and help that the American government has given them to be able to fight the terrorists. Because they collude with the terrorists, they use these weapons to the terrorists' betterment instead of to destroy the terrorists. They hand over these weapons to the terrorists, and the terrorists will now come and use these weapons to come and kill the Biafran people and the indigenous people. Most of the massacre and the kidnapping and genocide that happens very close to the checkpoint of the Nigerian army. So they supervise them, they shield and protect them. You also see that in the absence of state police and proper intelligence collaborations at all levels of the security hierarchy, many communities remain unprotected and vigilante groups have filled the vacuum in some states. Do you understand what is happening? Okay. Now they say, how did Nigeria respond to it? You know, they will always write trash, but we are looking for something about the Biafran people, where they spoke about the Biafran people. Did I pass that place? I am looking for, where, oh, they have restricted me from opening everything. Hey, yeah, they say I have to support Guardian to continue reading. Hey, yeah, sorry, sorry, I forgot to do subscription so that I can open everything. Hey, yeah, sorry, hold on, let me see if I can get that part of the publication. I think that should be in the down part. That should be in the down part. I will have to open from this side and see if I can get it. So give me a few minutes, please. Okay. The Guardian newspaper. This is huge. So Biafran people, please wake up, because your Biafra is here. Wake up because your Biafra is here. only one time payment. I need to open this, so let me make the subscription so I can open this file. I need to open this file so that we read this thing all through. Let me make the subscription so that we continue reading. If I say remind me here, what will I have? Not opening. Back to top. One time.
Every one of us must rise up. The armed forces are not neutral. They collude. They collude. They collude with the armed bandits. They kill people, kill Nigerians. They facilitate their movements. They cover them. If you are depending on the armed forces to stop the killings, you will all die one by one. Every one of us must rise up. The armed forces are not neutral. They collude. They collude. They collude with the armed bandits. They kill people, kill Nigerians. They facilitate their movements. They cover them. If you are depending on the armed forces to stop the killings, you will all die one by one.
Okay, let's see where we are. Okay. No, this is not it. This is not it. This is it. This is it. Okay, here you have it. We can see it here now. You can see it here now. This is where the cry is coming from. They said their cry is coming from here. Their cry is coming from here that still concerns are mounting that Trump's remark could affect bilateral relations, particularly aid and sales of arms, or be exploited by secessionist groups such as Biafra Republic Government in Exile, which is already lobbying in Washington, D.C. So this is UK. UK is already telling you their fears. Their fears of seeing Biafra Republic Government in Exile destroy one Nigeria. The UK government are actually explaining it to you now. The UK government are actually explaining it to you now. That they have concerns about America stopping arms sales to Nigeria. They also have the fears that the Biafra Republic Government in Exile is already lobbying in Washington, D.C. As a Biafran, what are you waiting for? I thought you were looking for Biafra with everything in your blood. I thought you wanted Biafra to come today. Why are you not making use of this opportunity that has come? Come and support Biafra and make it happen. Come and support Biafra and let us drive it together to the destination that is needed. I salute all of you. When we come back again, we will highlight some other media houses that are still putting Biafra on the scale. The cry of one Nigeria is too much, and we want everyone to key in as a Biafran by doing what? Contributing your quota, by helping and making sure that we have enough money to fund this freedom. We need everybody to come and support. This is the message that everyone should understand. Come and support. Come and support. We need your ejema. We need your moral support. We need your logistics. We need your intellect. Call those that you know and let them come to the table and let them make things happen. We need financial support from all ends so that we can be able to achieve everything that is needed. Thank you all from me here to you all. It is good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night to some of you. Let Nigeria and America continue what is happening. Let Nigeria and America continue what is happening because it is time for Biafran people to be free. And we are calling on all of you to wake up and support Biafra. The question is, why are they afraid of BRGIE? Why are they worried of BRGIE? This is the Guardian newspaper. The Guardian newspaper of America is worried about BRGIE. It's something to talk about. The Guardian newspaper. The Guardian. The Guardian of America. Sorry, the Guardian of UK. The Guardian of UK. Let me see. I need to tag them on Twitter as I post this thing. The Guardian. Are they on Twitter? The Guardian. Let them not claim not to be on Twitter. I can see the Guardian feed. You can see the Guardian opinion. Let me see whether it's this one. Why are they worried about BRGIE? Somebody should help me ask them, why are they worried about BRGIE? Okay, thank you to all dear friends, and we keep in touch and see you all later on in the day. Ndewo ụmụ Chineke from here. From me, take care and remain blessed.
Thousands and thousands of Christians are being killed. Radical Islamists are responsible for this mass slaughter. I am hereby making Nigeria a country of particular concern. That's a legal definition. When the Christians or any such group is slaughtered, like is happening in Nigeria, 3,100 versus 4,476 worldwide. What horrible numbers. Something has to be done. I am asking Congressman Riley Moore, together with Chairman Tom Cole and the House Appropriations Committee, to immediately look into this matter and to report back to me. And I mean, like, immediately. The United States cannot stand by while such atrocities are happening in Nigeria and numerous other countries. It's not only Nigeria, it's all over. We stand ready, willing, and able to save our great Christian population around the world. This is not going to happen. The killing of Christians is not going to happen. Thousands and thousands of Christians are being killed. Radical Islamists are responsible for this mass slaughter. I am hereby making Nigeria a country of particular concern. That's a legal definition. When the Christians or any such group is slaughtered, like is happening in Nigeria, 3,100 versus 4,476 worldwide. What horrible numbers. Something has to be done. I am asking Congressman Riley Moore, together with Chairman Tom Cole and the House Appropriations Committee, to immediately look into this matter and to report back to me. And I mean, like, immediately. The United States cannot stand by while such atrocities are happening in Nigeria and numerous other countries. It's not only Nigeria, it's all over. We stand ready, willing, and able to save our great Christian population around the world. This is not going to happen. The killing of Christians is not going to happen. Thousands and thousands of Christians are being killed. Radical Islamists are responsible for this mass slaughter. I am hereby making Nigeria a country of particular concern. That's a legal definition. When the Christians or any such group is slaughtered, like is happening in Nigeria, 3,100 versus 4,476 worldwide. What horrible numbers. Something has to be done. I am asking Congressman Riley Moore, together with Chairman Tom Cole and the House Appropriations Committee, to immediately look into this matter and to report back to me. And I mean, like, immediately. The United States cannot stand by while such atrocities are happening in Nigeria and numerous other countries. It's not only Nigeria, it's all over. We stand ready, willing, and able to save our great Christian population around the world. This is not going to happen. The killing of Christians is not going to happen. Thousands and thousands of Christians are being killed. Radical Islamists are responsible for this mass slaughter. I am hereby making Nigeria a country of particular concern. That's a legal definition. When the Christians or any such group is slaughtered, like is happening in Nigeria, 3,100 versus 4,476 worldwide. What horrible numbers. Something has to be done. I am asking Congressman Riley Moore, together with Chairman Tom Cole and the House Appropriations Committee, to immediately look into this matter and to report back to me. And I mean, like, immediately. The United States cannot stand by while such atrocities are happening in Nigeria and numerous other countries. It's not only Nigeria, it's all over.